This is the nicest vehicle I've ever driven. It has the best ride, the most comfort, amazing technology. Hi everyone, welcome back to Purple Collar Life. I'm Chad. If you're new here, we're about rural living, working with our hands, adventures, and sharing that journey. Whether you're on the homestead like we are, as part of our family homestead here in Northwest Pennsylvania, wrenching in the shop, or exploring the open road. Today, we're excited to share something that we've been working towards for a while, why we bought this used 2023 Ford F150 Lightning EV. That's right, this truck is all electric. This F150 Lightning is the Lariat trim and is equipped with the extended range 131 kilowatt hour battery, which gives us the range that we need. So why the Lightning? Well, for years, we've talked about electric vehicles. In 2014, we bought our Chevy Volt, and it has been amazing for us. And we were wondering when the technology would be right for our lifestyle when it comes to a truck or an SUV. After a lot of research and hands-on test drives, we landed on the F150 Lightning. This is the first electric truck that truly feels like a truck, but with that EV twist. We'll talk a lot more in future videos about why the 2023 and our search process for the right F150 Lightning, and why we also considered the Tesla. But what really drew me into this truck was the color. This is called stone gray, and if you're looking at it, it may look more tan to you than gray, and it is such a unique color. I have to say, I haven't seen a ton of Ford Lightnings around here, but the ones I do see are the dark gray, the white, the silver. Those colors all look great. The really dark blue is another really cool color that I think is called Blueprint, but I just can't imagine keeping that thing clean. And of course, black looks sharp also, but black vehicles are far too hard for me to keep clean on a long gravel driveway. When we first found the F350 in its red color, I hadn't seen many of those, and then as I was driving around, I saw more and more and more of them. We've got a lot of twins out there on the road. So far, after about a month with this F150 Lightning, I haven't seen another Lightning in this stone gray color. So not only do I really like the color, but I like that it's a little bit unique. This is definitely a case of luxury meets truck. I'll be honest, the Lightning's ride is outstanding. It's smoother than any other pickup I've ever driven, thanks to its independent rear suspension. It glides over bumps, and the cabin is whisper quiet. For daily driving, it's honestly much more comfortable than our F350. It's easier to park, more maneuverable, and it's got the better trim level. Up front, we have heated and cooled leather seats, and the rear passengers get heated seats too. Step on the accelerator and you get instant torque, over 560 horsepower, and that signature EV instant movement. It puts a grin on your face every single time, yet it still feels like a truck, ready for some work, to haul something, or for an adventure. Ford packed this Lariat trim Lightning with some pretty amazing tech. The optional Pro Power onboard was a must for us. This means we can plug in tools, charge devices, but mainly power our fifth wheel off-grid without needing the Honda generator. Now the Honda generator has been great. We've made several videos about maintaining it. We've had it for over 10 years. It's a 3,000 watt generator and it powers the air conditioning and everything we need. But it does mean filling it up with gas and having it running somewhere on your campsite. And even though it's super quiet, there is that constant hum of the generator running. The Pro Power on board, and we're gonna make some videos and do some tests, but my calculations show that we could use this truck with the Pro Power on board to power our RV, the fifth wheel camper, with the air conditioner. You can use the microwave, and we'll be able to do that for several days just off this truck, completely silently. Imagine pulling up to the lake with the Lightning and having enough electricity to run everything in the camper for days. Then there's Blue Cruise. For those long commutes or day trips, hands-free driving on designated highways is a real plus. I used it on Interstate 80 and Interstate 79. In a video that you'll see coming up, about me taking the Lightning on my long daily commute over 150 miles. There's additional safety features like the adaptive cruise control, 360-degree camera, lane keep assist, pre-collision alerts. All of that gives us peace of mind, especially when we're hauling gear and precious cargo. Let's talk about comfort and practicality with the F150 as a daily driver. As much as we love the F350 with that Godzilla rumble engine, it's a big, heavy-duty truck. For daily errands, school runs, and trips with Olive, you know, our rescue Great Dane that has to go everywhere with us, the Lightning just makes more sense. It's easier to park, more nimble in town, and has that really nice, comfortable interior. It's a treat, especially on cold mornings or hot summer days. The ride isn't just smoother than the F350, it's smoother than a lot of luxury cars I've been in. And that's a big plus for us, especially after a long day of work or a day full of errands. Don't get me wrong, we still love our F350 Godzilla. It's not going anywhere. For towing the fifth wheel, hauling stuff around, or big projects around the homestead that you need a full 8-foot bed to haul those 8-foot sheets of OSB or 8-foot 2x4s, nothing beats the power and payload of our F350. But for everything else, the Lightning steps up, and it's just easier and, quite frankly, a little bit more fun. Speaking of electric cars, because I know they're controversial, our 2014 Chevy Volt, which we bought new, now has over 180,000 miles on it. It's been one of the best cars I've ever owned. I'd say it's easily in the top 3. And that's why we took this next leap into an EV truck as my daily driver. So what's next for us? Well, we've got a lot of content coming up about this truck. We're going to show you how it does towing our 6x12 enclosed trailer on a long trip. I'm going to show you how it does on my daily commute over 150 miles to and from work without charging in the middle. I'm going to show you how it does on a really long commute, 7 hours to work and then back. So that'll be an interesting one where we will have to charge somewhere along the way, and we'll talk all about that. We're going to talk about how we found this truck and how we got 0% interest on a used vehicle. That'll be all in a future video. We're going to talk about the service upgrade we did to our garage so we can charge both the Volt and the F150 Lightning in our garage. We're going to be towing the jet ski, the pontoon boat, and we'll be powering up the camper like I mentioned with the Lightning. But we're also going to use this thing just for everyday trips. Long adventures across the state maybe, or just trips into town for groceries. Everywhere we go, most of the time we take Olive. And this is a great way to take Olive with us without using as much gas as the big V8 and the Godzilla engine of our F350 would use. If you're curious about how the Lightning could handle off-grid camping, real-world towing, long daily commutes, or even long trips, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we've got lots of information about that coming up. Oh, and by the way, we're still going to be cutting firewood, running log splitters, using tractors, and doing maintenance on all of our equipment, along with some boating, and we've got some vacations planned too. So lots of stuff going on here at Purple Collar Life, and if you're not already following us, now's a great time to click that subscribe button and the bell. Let's check out all those cameras. So here we've got the bird's eye view and the backup camera. This is for the trailer, if you had an extra camera on your trailer. Here's your front view, what's behind you, 3 different angles facing in front of you, looking straight down. If we had a ball in there, a hitch, we'd see that. And then the bed camera. Right now you can see we've got the tonneau cover closed, but that would help you if you had stuff in the bed to see what was back there. And then once again, here's our bird's eye view and the front view. Really nice leather wrapped steering wheel. I've owned a lot of cars, and this is the nicest feeling steering wheel that I've ever had. Functionality here, we've got some what I call searchlights left and right that actually shine out from the mirrors. Those work best obviously in the dark. Frunk open button, tailgate open button. Down here's all our lights. You've got the light for your bed, you can turn that on. You've got your headlight controls, on, automatic, running lights, or off. And then this is your dimmer for your dash, your gauge clusters, brighter and darker. Just below that, we've got our emergency brake, electronic, parking brake, and controls for the pedals, because you can adjust the pedals in and out. Here on the door, we've got 3 memory settings. So I am number 1, Jennifer will be number 2, maybe Mackenzie will be number 3. Unlock and lock. You've got your mirror fold in button. Folds those side mirrors in. I've actually seen on the forums that some people do that on the interstate for better fuel economy. I'm not planning on doing that. But they are great for parking lots and pulling into the garage. Here's your window lock so that the passengers can't put their windows down. Left mirror and right mirror, so you can adjust those mirrors. And then of course your windows down, full auto down and up on the 2 fronts, and then controls for the 2 rears. Looking here at the steering wheel, this is where your adaptive cruise and blue cruise can turn on. One of the things that I love about the 2023 that we found is that it does have blue cruise for 3 years, and we were able to easily extend that 1 more year. So it'll be 4 years on the truck, but 3 years for us. This is where you're setting your cruise, stop and reset, set and accelerate and decelerate. This is where you're setting, the safe distances in front of you and then to the sides, volume up, volume down. Speak, if you hold this in, this gives you your Siri control on your Apple devices, and just pressing it without holding it in gives you the Ford Sync control. Over here you've got menu, OK, up, down, and back. That's all used to control stuff on the center screen. And then hang up a call, and left and right track or search when you're on the radio. There's all kinds of stuff here on this center screen. We'll make an entire separate video just about that, but lots of cool controls here. I actually don't mind that it's a big screen and I don't have physical buttons. There are some physical buttons down here for max defrost, your hazard lights, park assist, and stability control off. This truck does have the Pro Trailer control. I've never used this, but we'll see if it's something we're interested in. I did want to find one that had the brake controller for the electronic brakes, so this one has that, and it is a push button start. I should mention this does have the power control steering. Over here we've got our 20 amp AC out, and then our 12 volt out. There is the secret compartment there, and then the regular glove box here. It's a good sized glove box. You can see there are speakers all over the place. This does have the B&O system in it, so speaker there on the A pillar, speakers down on the door. Looking up here, we do have the home link, which I do have programmed for 2 of our garage door openers, but the one has the scrolling, so I don't have that programmed yet. That's why I carry this one with me also. These mirrors are illuminated. Sunglass holder. Controls for your lights up here. Just this light, all the interior lights. Opening the rear vent window. That button right there. This opens your sunshade. One push goes halfway. Second push takes it all the way back. Once the sunshade is back, you can use this portion to vent or open. And if you just wanted to vent it, you push it back forward. And push the forward button, and it vents up just a crack. Go ahead and close this back up. Let the heat stay outside the vehicle. Looking down here, one of the main things I wanted, and we'll talk about this in a future video, in a 2023 was the ability to have this mobile workstation. You can put your gear shift down, and then this opens from the back to give you this great work surface. So if I'm on a long trip and need to stop to charge or just stop to take a break, a lot of times I've got emails to catch up on. This nice work surface is perfect to put the laptop out. I can actually plug it into the 120 volt outlet there, and I can do some work while I'm here in the comfort of the truck. Behind that, there are two nice cup holders for the passengers in the rear, or for third and fourth drinks for those up front. Nice cup holders here. Wireless charging with USB-A and USB-C in this front compartment, which does close nicely. We'll put our gear shifter back up. Down in here is the glove box. Now, I don't know about all of them, but mine doesn't stay up by itself. I'm not sure if it's supposed to or not, but I do wish that it did. There is a nice little tray in here. We could put our change in there, and then nice deep glove box down in there. This does have leather seats. They're perforated because they are both heated and cooled, which is awesome. Front seats that are cooled are so nice on hot summer days like today. If you're seeing this flashing in the camera, you can't actually see that when you're in the truck, but that's a sensor for Blue Cruise. And there's another one right over here. And those are watching me to make sure I'm paying attention when I'm driving with Blue Cruise on, to make sure that my eyes are staying on the road and I'm paying attention. And you'll see more about that in a future video where we do some Blue Cruise testing on long commutes. Forgot to mention there's a speaker up there right in the front of the dash also. Nice adjustable seat. Our truck has the Husky mats in it. Some storage there to the side of the seat in that center console. Lots of storage in the door. Here, 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 here. And I really like this. I'm not sure what this material is, but I like it with the accent stitching. And then this accent piece, I think it is a really nice, classy look, and just adds to how nice of a vehicle this is. Taking a look at the back here, you can see still lots of storage in the back doors. There's the B&O sound system. That same treatment up here. Nice cushion here for the armrest. Storage here. Storage behind the seat. Huge Husky liner. And then look at that nice back seat. These rear seats do have their own heat. There is a 12 volt outlet. There is USB-A and USB-C. And then there's a 120 volt outlet there also, plus their own vents. So they're not relying on just the air conditioning coming from the front. They have their own air conditioning and heat vents here. These back seats do fold up. So if you pull this handle and lift, both sides will fold up, but it is a split, so you could have one passenger sitting and still have this whole section folded up. And look how nice that flat floor is. And this is another really nice Husky liner. Look, it goes from front to back. Tons of space in the back for passengers. Even really tall 6-foot passengers in the back have plenty of leg room, plenty of foot room. You don't feel crowded. Shoulder width, just one of the advantages of the F-150 truck. We looked at some Dodge trucks and Chevy trucks before and test drive quite a few different trucks back when we were shopping for the F350, and we just found that the Ford interior of a 4-door truck gives you so much space. It's just so comfortable, especially for long trips. The Lariat has these cool lights at the bottom of the really long running board, so you can see no shortage of space to step up there, and that helps protect the body also. The Lariat has these type of rims, which I actually really like. They are aerodynamic and give you better range. You can see the brake in there hardly ever gets used, mostly regen when I'm slowing down. These are 20-inch. You can see there 275/60 R20 Wrangler Territory HT tires by Goodyear. A nice all-season tread. Not all-terrain, but we'll mention in a future video when we were looking at trucks, I was looking at the all-terrain package that had the special tires. They didn't seem any more all-terrain than these, and the reviews I found saw that they actually wear down a lot faster. So I'm happy with these tires. We'll see if we run them all year round, or with the Lake Erie snow belt that we're in, we get a lot of lake effect snow, we may have to get a separate set of winter tires. We'll see how this does in the winter time. That'll be a future video. Got the nice little F150 marking there. Lightning tag here. And here at the back, one of the things I really like is this full-length light bar. You'll only get that on the Platinum and the Lariat. Nice debossed F150 logo. And then all Ford Lightning trucks have this electric badge with the US flag. You can see it does have blind spot monitoring. Says it right on there. Here's a look from the side. Simple push button tailgate down. Jennifer and I both said we'd never have a truck that didn't have the handle and step up. So just like all Ford trucks, when you get that option, the Lariat comes with the step and handle. Super easy to use. Push the button, pull out the step and let it go down. Pull out the handle. And there's your step and handle. Makes getting into the back of the truck super easy. Do have these clamp areas here. I don't know if I'll ever use those, but maybe they're nice. And of course a ruler that I'm not sure what I'd use that for, but again, it's not a bad thing to have. This has an aftermarket spray and bed liner. So this is not the Ford spray and bed liner, this is a Patriot liner. And then this also has the Pro Power on board. So you can see we've got the big plug back here, the 240 volt, 30 amp. And that's what we'll use to power a camper when dry camping. Then we've got regular outlets down below, and then the resets. We've got some LED lights there in the bed. We love those LED lights on the F350, so we were glad that of course the Lariat comes with them also. This is just a magnetic cover to cover those up and protect them a little bit, just in case you had something in the bed. You don't want it sliding over against those outlets. Turn the lights back out. Bed length is one of the things that's going to be different for us between the F350 and this. This has just over 5.5 feet. The F350 has a full 8-foot bed. So when you look inside there, that bed, if you're used to looking into an 8-foot bed, looks really short. This does have a hard tonneau cover on it, so this is our first experience with the hard tonneau cover. I've only ever had the soft covers, and they make no noise when you're driving around. I'm learning that the hard covers, when you go across terrain that makes the bed articulate a little bit, there is some noise that comes from that. So my first few times driving, I'd make a turn or something and go over a slight incline or decline, and I'd hear this like crackle noise in the back. It's actually the hard cover just moving with the truck as you go over those different terrains. Putting the handle in is simple. You push the number 1 button first and pull the top section down. Push the number 2 button. Pull the bottom section down. It's hard to do with one hand. Push. Pull down. Push in. And then put your step up. Push that in. Now the nice thing about the Lariat Lightning is that the tailgate does go up if you push the button, or if you just start lifting it, it will take over for you. One of the ways you can tell that this is a 2023 is because only the 2022 and 23 have this fake door on this side of the truck, the passenger side. Now there's two schools of thought on this. Some people say they really like it because it makes the truck symmetric, a door on both sides. Other people say it's a waste because it's just a fake door. Personally, I don't mind it. I wouldn't care if it was there or wasn't there, but there were so many advantages that I liked about the 2022 and 23 that I knew I was looking for a truck that had that fake door on the side. You can see here the mirrors do have this lighting that I mentioned that lights up for the visibility. You do have a camera down here, blind spot monitoring indicator, and then this is the mirror size. Obviously I'm used to the big F350 mirrors. They're probably double that size, plus they have the separate blind spot section down below, so I'm getting used to the smaller mirrors. But when I go between trucks, I notice the difference between the F350 mirror and the F150 mirror. This truck does have the easy to open doors and close, so you can just push this button to lock and then put your hand down through to unlock, and you'll know it's unlocked because it lights up the side lights there, and you can open the door. There's a look inside the passenger side, and whenever you open the door, the big screen gives you that nice little movie. Do have some mud flaps front and back on our Lightning. This is the thing that gets a lot of attention, is the frunk. You can push the button on the remote or inside the truck, or just push the button down there. You can see there's a lot of space in here. We'll be making a separate video about the Grizzl-e Mini that we use to charge the truck sometimes, and also about this rough liners, which is what keeps the interior clean when Olive rides with us. We do have 4 more outlets up here that are 120 volt, and then a USB-A and a USB-C, and then storage underneath here, which is where we actually keep the Ford factory mobile charger, and we do use that. This is just for some special occasions, which we'll talk about in a future video when we're camping. Some Easter eggs in here. 1913 Henry Ford on his little cart there, and then little indicator here that you can put 2 golf bags in the frunk. Ford emblem. Only a couple things to maintain up front here. Windshield washer fluid is one of them. There is a spot underneath here. You take this plastic off. If you needed to jump another vehicle, you would do that here. Really cool headlights. They're bright and track around turns, so that's awesome. There are tow hooks down here at the bottom, and then this is a functional grill. It opens and closes for the airflow to let go in there and cool things down, and you'll hear a fan running inside there that's cooling the battery. This side does have your coolant, because even battery powered trucks need coolant to pump through and cool down the battery. To close this, you just push this button, close back down. So that frunk is where I put my backpack when I'm on my way to work and stuff. It just keeps it from cluttering up the inside of the truck. It also keeps it safe, so if I have to run into a store or something, it's locked in the frunk. Nice and safe, nobody can see it. So it's a cool addition to have a frunk, a power frunk on the Ford F-150, and I use it all the time. Here's where you can see one of those cameras that's showing you that front view. There's also a camera up in the very top there, right underneath the 75th anniversary logo. Here's the real charge door on the driver's side. It tells you battery percentage. It does have a disconnect button, so if you're charging at high voltage, you want to hit that before you pull your connector out. This is what we charge with here at home with AC, but if you were ever DC fast charging, which we have not done yet, you use that additional port right there. Then this just pushes close. We'll talk about this in a future video, but this was a must-have for us. We have this. We have that on our F350. We have it on the Ford Expedition. We had it on the Ford F350 that we had for 17 years. And that's another we would never do without function. We love the keypad on the door. If you look underneath here, you'll see the F-150 does have a real spare. We'll talk about some advantages to the 2023. One of them is it does come with a spare tire. So hopefully that explains why we bought a 2023 Ford F-150 Lightning Lariat extended range. It checks all our boxes: range, comfort, tech, capability, and in a color that's as unique as our lifestyle. We're excited to see what it can do and to share every step along the way with you. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative and entertaining, please give us a big thumbs up. Leave those comments down below on what you think about our new full EV truck. Like I said, the F350 Godzilla is not going anywhere. We still need it to tow the camper. We may need it to still tow the pontoon boat and the ski boat. We're gonna see, we'll do those tests with the Lightning to see if we can make it to the lake and back while towing those things. The pontoon boat's like a big sail back there, so it's really gonna hurt the wind resistance. We'll see if the Lightning can get it there and back. So thanks for watching. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to click that button and watch this video. Thanks again. Hopefully we'll see you again the next time.
F350